Plastics. How did plastics become a crisis?
Interesting question to which you will get the answer a little later in the program. And on the flip side, get the facts on the Development Bank of Jamaica DBJ Ignite Innovation Grant. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson, welcoming you to another educational, informative and entertaining Sunday edition of Jamaica Magazine. The show continues right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. From new ideas to entrepreneurship, get the facts on how small businesses are developing through the DBJ's Ignite Innovation Grant.
Welcome to Get the Facts. This is the program that provides you with information on government policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. If you have a startup business and you need assistance to move it to the next level, the Development Bank of Jamaica DBJ has a product that will advance your idea. Today we hear from a beneficiary of the DBJ's Ignite program on how this financing has improved her business. My guest is founder of STEM Builders Learning Hub, Cavell Hilton. Welcome to the program, Ms. Hilton.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, let's jump right into getting the facts. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, I actually grew up in Jonestown and I attended the Trenchtown Comprehensive High School.
Right.
I loved the sciences growing up and I was, really excited about choosing those different science subjects in high school.
Right.
But unfortunately, we had no science lab or science teacher at that time for the chemistry, the physics, the biology. I actually spent my entire summer learning about the 206 bones that make up the human body and, the first 20 elements of the periodic table. So you can guess, I was really excited.
Into it. I can tell no.
Yes, so actually I was very disappointed, not having that sort of support, and it actually inspired me to become a science teacher.
Okay.
And, as an educator, I realized that my situation in high school was not unique and that you have thousands of students across Jamaica and the Caribbean that really don't have access to STEM resources or science educators.
So the hub now.
Yeah, so being the solution-oriented person that I am, I decided to come up with a solution, which is STEM Builders Learning Hub. So we actually connect parents to qualified and experienced tutors, as well as give them access to STEM resources and programs.
This is online?
Yes, and STEM, let me just say, is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So our programs focus on teaching the sciences using a very hands-on approach. We do robotics, coding, math, and the arts. So we are STEAM focused.
All right. Those who thought that the M meant mining have learned differently. It's mathematics. All right, let's keep going. How did you hear about DBJ's Ignite?
So I actually heard about the DBJ Ignite program through social media. So, I'm part of certain business groups that were sharing the flyer.
Right.
And, I thought, let's try it, Why do I have to lose? I really needed the support, not just the finances or the money, but, that sort of support. And the application process really helped me as well, because you have to really focus your business, come up with that proposal, and, everything that I've been learning in the other programs that I've applied to, I was really able to put it through and pitch for the DBJ.
So applying to this thing helps you formalize your business?
Very much. I mean, we were already an organization, so we were a sole trader actually when we applied, but it really helped you to focus in terms of what your mission and the vision is for the business.
Business plan.
Yes, and you also had to have those financial records.
Aye.
Yeah, so if it meant that you had to get your books in order, so it really helped your business to position itself to grow.
Interesting. What I find most interesting about what you just said was beyond the financials.
Yes.
I think most people would be like, it's the money I need.
Yeah.
But what level of support did you need in addition to the financial aspect?
So the funny thing about it is that even when you're applying, you are actually partnered with a Business Support Incubator.
Right.
So our BSI is actually Sisters Inc. And so they would help you to even complete the application process. And then even after that, they are there for support, being a member of your board of advisory if you need to.
What?
Right. So it's just all of that. It's not just the finances, because, financing is big for young entrepreneurs.
Right, right.
But, if you can't manage that money, it's not going to do a lot.
True.
So being able to manage your finances is a major part. And the program, wow, it's so much accountability. And I tell you.
So what I'm getting here is that there's a great deal of structure that comes with the application.
Yes.
I mean, I like the fact that they help you with the form. I'm intimidated by large forms, so it's good to know that. But what stage was your business at when you thought, I need this?
Right. So we were really starting up. We had pitched to a few organizations. I won the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs top champion pitch competition, the JBDC, social enterprise. So we were trying getting our, wetting our feet, so to speak. But the DBJ program, really, I saw that as an opportunity for us to really level up, and not just be like, one of those small businesses, but never actually grow. So we really wanted to grow and really take Jamaica and the Caribbean by storm. So I saw this as an opportunity to do so. And through the DVJ Ignite program, we're really able to do that.
I'm very curious about some of the things that you are targeting with this grant. Like what are some of the things that you're like, okay, I need to level this area up?
Yes. Very good question. So as I mentioned before, the services that we primarily offer, right? But we were also in the prototype stage of our science kits.
Right.
Yes.
The purple boxes.
Yes, right. So we were in that prototype stage. And so one of the things that we targeted for the DBJ is to, level up our website so that we can also offer e-commerce on that website. Another thing that we were targeting was to actually commercialize these kits and make them available for students, across Jamaica. And through the Ignite program, we're able to do just that.
Right.
So now we actually launched our Little Einstein STEM kit, and along with it, I wrote a book.
Yes?
Yes, called The Little Einstein Saved the Beach. And that book is available along with the kit. So it's a whole holistic approach to STEM education.
Oh, wow. So I'm happy that I asked that question, because now that opens the gates for so many other things. But before we get to digging a little bit more, tell me a little bit about how the Learning Hub works itself. And I'm a parent. I want to get some information. How do I go about this?
Well, so you can visit our website at www.stembuildersjm.com. We are also on social media. What you do is you go on the website if it is that you need a tutor. You can select from our large network of STEM tutors available. And you can read their credentials, why are they doing what they're doing, and you can select a tutor. If you're not so sure and you want us to help you do the selection, you can type in what it is that you want to learn, send us a message, and we will respond, connect you with a perfect tutor. Because if you are not satisfied with the tutor that you're selected with, then that session is free. So that's our guarantee. So you can, until you are satisfied. So once you're satisfied, we're ready to go.
Then you're good.
Yes.
And the Ignite grant made this possible.
The Ignite grant definitely assisted us along the way.
Wonderful.
So we are moving forward. As I mentioned, we opened a new division in the company, STEM Builders Publishing, which is now also able to publish other books.
All right, I'm going to stick a pin right there. The conversation is fascinating, and we're going to talk some more. There's so many more facts to get, but right now we're going to take a little break, and we're still talking with Ms. Cavell Hilton, and she's telling us about how the Ignite grant has benefited her program, her company, and leveling up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
How many more must die because of reckless drivers? How fast is too fast? Make we take time, no man. Obey the rules of the road. Drive with care.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We are continuing our conversation with founder of STEM Builders Learning Hub, Cavell Hilton. Lady Hilton, let's pick up right where we left off. You were telling me how the business works, and I am dying to know. The different times you listen to founders and people who are running their business, you hear a lot of different things. One thing you always hear is, it's challenging. What are some of the challenges that the Learning Hub faced?
Well, as an entrepreneur, I face a lot of challenges, financing being one of them. And as mentioned before, it's not just about having access to the money and opportunities, but it's also about how you manage that money.
Right.
So, having your bookkeeping and your records, corporate governance, paying your taxes, and that's something that definitely the DVJ Ignite program stresses.
Yes.
Right? Yes, and they also have, the quality assurance. So, as I said to you before, lots of accountability, and that really help to put your business on the right foot forward.
All right. Now, we are not out, but beginning to see the sunshine on the other side of COVID-19.
Yeah.
What was COVID-19 like for your business?
Well, I actually saw it as an opportunity. You hear they talk about, all of these stresses and things being a mother of invention, right,
Yes,
and innovation,
yes.
right? So for us, we were really able to level up because we had this business idea from 2013, but COVID actually with the boom in the edtech industry
Right.
and online learning, we were really able to position ourselves quickly as a provider of that service. And so it wasn't as hard for us. We actually started producing videos on our YouTube channel. We were helping parents who were a little bit afraid at home and not sure, but they still wanted their child to continue their education. So by offering those private tutoring, those summer school, summer camp, and things like that, we were really able to
You didn't
assist.
mention the summer school and summer camp, man.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a moment in which what you had been positioned for.
Yes.
Just
Clicked. Yep.
love it, love it, love it. I want to know though, what's your vision for the STEM Builders Learning Hub? Where does it go in the long term?
I definitely see STEM Builders Learning Hub as being the future of EdTech in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Right.
We are definitely poised to be the model organization that will actually show persons, what you can do, not just in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, but what you can do in the education industry. And our hope is that we will be able to transform education across Jamaica and the Caribbean and make it accessible and available to all students, regardless of where you go to school, your gender, or your socioeconomic background.
Wow. Wow. Before this interview, I did a little bit of research into STEM Builders Learning Hub, and I saw some reviews from some of your students. It seems as if the approach has had this impact on them, reigniting an interest in STEM. Have you found that to be the case across the board?
Yes, my students will tell you, I love teaching, I love education, I'm very passionate about it. And we bring that across in what it is that we do. For us, it's not just about teaching the students, it's about that holistic approach and ensuring that they continue to, raise that banner for STEM.
Aye, raise that banner for STEM. I love it. I love it. Are there any other things? Because you sneaked in some stuff at the start of the thing, and I heard about the lessons, and you told me about camp. What else does STEM Builders?
So we are working through the Ignite program also to offer courses that can be done asynchronously, so persons can go on our website and access
Whenever
courses.
they want.
Right. So that's what we're working to achieve. So you'll have robotics, coding, programming, and science activities that persons can access.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, I know that you're probably going to have some strong experiences that you could share. But I'd like here near the end of our program, there are many entrepreneurs who are watching who have businesses like yourself who need that level up. What would you say to them? This is your moment. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, financing is a big thing. Of course, you need the money, but you should also ensure that you research all the different opportunities for financing, right? DVJ is the best place to start. That's what I will tell them. And I would say, if I can do it, you can too. Don't be intimidated by the application process. Don't be intimidated by any of it. You can do it. You just have to focus and, just know what it is that you want to do with your business and where you want to go.
All right, all right. That is a strong word to business owners and potential business owners, and a strong endorsement for the DBJ and Ignite. Thank you so much, Lady Hilton, for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
And we should definitely have you back to talk STEM with us in the studio.
So I'll bring an experiment.
I'm looking forward to it. But for more information on the products and the services of the DBJ, please visit their website, dbankjm.com or thinkbige.com. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest has been STEM Builders Learning Hub Chief Executive Officer Cavell Hilton. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
Concerned about uncollected garbage at home? Do you see garbage piling up on the streets? Then report it. Use the National Solid Waste Management Authority's mobile app to report instances of littering, illegal dumping, and uncollected garbage. From anywhere and at any time, be an environment warden by informing the authority of unsightly solid waste. You will be notified when your report has been received by the NSWMA, as well as when the matter is resolved. Download the app from the iOS or Android app stores by typing in NSWMA. Play your part, as Jamaica's beauty is everybody's duty.
If we are to achieve Vision 2030 goals to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business, we must comply with the best practices. In this next feature, learn how government is charting the way forward for environmental protection.
Plastics. How did plastics become a crisis? It's an interesting issue if you really think about the history of what plastics are, what we use them for, how we consume them as individuals. The problem you have with plastics is that because of how good it is as a packaging material, because it is so light, so cheap, we have gotten away. We have overdone it. Everything is wrapped in plastic, even what doesn't need to be. The reality is 13% of Jamaica's waste is largely plastic, or is some form of plastic, whether it's PET, HDPE, PC, whichever other category of plastic it is. And we know that for the vast majority of this plastic, it is indeed plastic bottles. Why don't you just ban it? And people ask me that every single day. Just ban the plastic bottles. And quite frankly, you can't, because the alternative is glass, and globally there's a glass shortage. I don't know if there'll be some global event that makes glass far more available, and cleaner ways will come to sterilize it. But as it stands now, that's not an option. So we have to target it through a deposit refund scheme. But there are items that we have banned. Persons largely will remember the scandal bag ban, styrofoam ban, plastic straws. And the reasons were that these items are largely non-recyclable, they're non-biodegradable, and in many cases, because of how they're used, they emit carcinogens that are harmful to human health. We consume, especially with lunch boxes, a lot of gravy, a lot of heat. Heat and styrofoam not meant to mix in that sort of way for human consumption. Hence the challenge. Now, has the ban been perfect? No, there's no perfect public policy. Has the ban reduced by a few 100,000 tons the amount of plastic waste going into our waste stream? Absolutely. Is that a win? Absolutely. Are we proud of it? Absolutely. Can we tweak it to make it better? Absolutely. We have seen persons who have gone right outside of the regulations on plastic bags. So they've gone a little thicker or a little larger, trying to use plastic instead of paper-based and recyclable alternatives or reusable alternatives. That means we're going to have to move the goalpost. And that move will come this year. We're going to have to increase the size both in terms of dimensions and thickness and types of plastic bags that are banned. So for all of those who may be online now listening to us and contemplating their next round of purchases, I would suggest strongly to you that you look at the recycling alternatives, because you will get stuck with goods. And the minimum order quantities for these sorts of things, you will have months of goods put down. And that increase in size is coming and coming fast. We took out styrofoam, or expanded polystyrene foam, as the appropriate term should be. The intention of the ban was not for you to switch styrofoam for plastic. It is the intention of the government to remove these plastic lunch containers from the waste stream by also expanding the ban to include them. Again, I would then suggest to those who import to do so with the minimum quantities, because you don't want to get stuck with something that you'll only be able to recycle. And no, we will not be reimbursing for those because we're sending the signal clear. Our sewage plants and wastewater processing stations really can't manage these microplastics. There is no way for us to filter them out of the wastewater stream. We don't need them. They're deleterious to human health, deleterious to marine health. They can affect soil quality. They have to go. As a part of the expanded ban, we will include microplastics as a part of personal care products. Jamaica, at the end of this financial year, will have a legislated deposit refund scheme. That system will have to work with customs, the NCRA, BSJ, NEPA, NSWMA, and indeed the Ministry of Industry in ensuring that the way we implement it is done seamlessly, causes no disruption to supply and production, and it is done in a way where it does not trigger further inflation. So if you think of what that's trying to achieve, right? That is trying to deal with issues of collection, it's trying to deal with building out a circular economy, it's trying to get in many ways the public, the business community to help us collect 13% of the waste and bring it along their routes of travel to points of collection to make it easier logistically for NSWMA. But it also will help us to reduce our carbon footprint. We're going to have to disaggregate all of the things that are classified as environmental management, and we're going to have to accept that as a part of our economic development doctrine as a country, we are going to manage our environment with very strict regulations in a manner that is enforced and that gives confidence but gives predictability. Cannot be haphazard. This is why I'm very happy that NEPA was able to report that 42 persons have been prosecuted. Now, we're going to go on a drive. I'm going to be working with the NCRA and indeed Customs and the JCF over the coming months. That number is going to increase significantly based on what we're seeing in society. And we're seeing it at the higher end of the economic scale and the lower end of the economic scale. And these strictures and penalties will be applied equally regardless of where persons are operating.
The National Census is an opportunity to help develop your community and create a brighter future for your family. The information gathered from the census is used to make important decisions about where to put facilities like clinics, stores, and new roads. So be seen and be counted for your family's future. Census Day is September 12th. Look out for the national census takers in your community and let them know you count.
Learn now how one public sector worker, through her work and dedication, is contributing to nation building.
Come in.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi
How
there.
are you?
Welcome. Good to have you. Welcome.
Tell us, what are your morning rituals?
I tend to get up very early in the mornings and to try to be at work early because our missions, we have them overseas, and because of the time difference, we really have to have an early start here in order to meet them at the better point in their day.
All right. And in one sentence, can you tell us what you do?
I'm the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade and head of the Jamaican Foreign Service, and we have responsibility for the development, implementation, and management of Jamaica's foreign policy and relations.
Okay.
One moment.
No problem.
Yes. Yes. All right, no problem. I'll leave shortly.
Always busy, I see.
Never a dull moment, never a dull moment. So much to do.
What was the most difficult decision for you this week, and why was it difficult?
It is not only for this week, I always have difficult decisions. I have a rapidly changing agenda.
And very often I have to just shift course and not be able to meet with staff, which would be on my agenda. And I find that is something that I really miss not being able to do. And but it is the nature of the job. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Thank you so much, and thanks for your work. Yes, and you know, we just have to live with the very fast-paced nature of this job and hope for understanding for the staff, and they have been good.
Has anyone or anything made you feel inspired lately?
I take quite a bit of inspiration on a Saturday morning when I walk up Mountain Spring. I see people of all kinds, shapes, size, ages, and they are pressing on. It's a really very demanding track, and just seeing them and see their, you know, their fortitude and their courage and just their persistence, and I have found that encouraging. It also teaches a valuable lesson because I learned that it takes a long time to climb to the top, but you can come down even in just about half the time. So it means that you have to be really very careful and thoughtful about how you conduct yourself and your work. Good to see you.
What would you like your legacy in the public sector to be?
You know, I'd really like to help to build the conviction about the pursuit of excellence. We need a tradition of excellence in the public service, and I hope that I can contribute to instill that in those who are working with me and around me.
Where's the most interesting place your work has taken you?
I have been to many countries, but I have to say, only because it is the smallest country I've been to, Monaco. Really very interesting rock, if one could call it that. I'm in the corner of Europe, and I have found it to be quite delightful.
Before we go, I'd love for you to recommend one book you think everyone should read.
I don't have one book. I have one type of book. Autobiographies and biographies. I think there is something about being inspired by the stories of others. So if you think of persons, J.J. Mills, Edna Manley, Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, and all that you can learn about life from their own stories, that I find very inspiring. And that is what I would recommend. We just take the time to see how others have been inspired to live their own lives. That's what I would recommend.
All right, thank you so much, Sheila. Have a good one.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for coming.
The buggy broke, the buggy broke, the buggy broke and the house fall down. The buggy broke, the buggy broke, the buggy broke and the house fall down. The ass is up, the ass is up, the ass is up and it gallop down. Gallop on, gallop on, gallop on, pump, snare it on, snare it on, snare it on. The house is up, snare it on, snare it on, up and down.
That's all the time we have left today. Do join us again tomorrow on this same station for another exciting installment of Jamaica Magazine. To rewatch today's offering or other content like this, visit our website, jis.gov.jm. From all of us here at the GIS, have yourself a wonderful Sunday. I'm Adrian Atkinson. See you next time.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.